In the first part of this scandal, we will learn how the Elk Horn Coal Company was formed. As part of the Gilded Age of America, there were American industrialists who amassed great fortunes. These wizards of the business world had rightfully or wrongfully earned the name of robber barons. They would hold their business meetings in the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, even though they had other offices on Wall Street. These men would make or break a business venture. Come along with us as we begin the story of one of these minor movers and shakers by the name of Clarence Watson, who would change the coal mining industry in the Appalachian Mountains forever. All aboard the Kentucky-Tennessee Living Time Machine. Please fasten your seatbelts and keep your arms and legs inside of the vehicle at all times. But to get going, we need your help. We still need to fire up this time machine to transport us. Please help us by clicking on the like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons down below. Not only does this fire up the time machine for our flight back in time, but it convinces the YouTube algorithm that we need a bigger vehicle to reach more people who love history as much as you do. Now, back to our story. The meeting to transfer land. For many years, the early coal companies conducted much of their business transactions in New York City, New York. This was so that the companies could be close to the bankers, and influential 20th century industrialists. The coal company business offices were maintained on Wall Street, but they would conduct their meetings at the old Waldorf Astoria Hotel, where the Empire State Building stands today. The members of the board of directors were as follows. Clarence Watson was president. George W. Fleming was vice president. J. W. M. Stewart was secretary. And John F. Caulfield was assistant secretary. George Fleming was Clarence Watson's nephew, and his father had been governor of West Virginia. Clarence Watson was a recent president of Consolidation Coal Company, which he manipulated into the position of coal giant in 1909. He was able to do this through several mergers with other coal companies. In 1911, he would become the chairman of the board of directors of Consolidation Coal Company. In 1913, West Virginia State Senator Clarence Watson was now completing his 2-year term of office. On March 27, 1913, there was a board of directors meeting held at the old Waldorf Astoria Hotel, in which Ashland attorney J. W. M. Stewart represented John C. Mayo and others, and presented a proposition. Before the board members was a chance to purchase 107,000 acres of land from Beaver Creek Consolidation Coal, Rich Mountain, Copeland Coal, Mineral Fuel, Harold Blackstone Coal, Long Fork, Otter Creek, and Hardaway Coal. All of these properties, with the retained right of Northern Coal and Coal Company to join later, would be transferred and become assets of Elk Horn Fuel. The board unanimously accepted the proposition and resolved to carry these transactions into effect. These properties were then leased to other companies that wanted to begin mining. Elk Horn Fuel begins to make subsidiaries. This part of the story may seem like business as usual, but it really played a huge part of the Elk Horn coal scandal in the 1950s. The question would later become, who really owned Elk Horn Coal Company? And was it a way to scam two banks out of money to fund the coal mining operation in West Virginia and Kentucky? With the permission to begin mining, Elk Horn Fuel split a small company off itself and named it Elk Horn Mining in March 1914. This new company would be given permission to mine 20,000 acres of coal-rich properties in Kentucky at Floyd and Knott counties under the lease from Elk Horn Fuel. They would also have permission to mine 4,500 acres in Letcher County, Kentucky from Mineral Fuel Company. On April 30th, 1913, Mineral Fuel Company purchased all of its acreage from the Mineral Development Company. It began to develop mines before it leased this property to Elk Horn Mining in October 1914. An early lease agreement states the following, quote, "The lessor and lessee, on the faith of this lease being executed, having heretofore erected upon said lease premises miners' houses and other improvements, all which will pass under this lease, and having made openings and driven entries preparatory to the shipment of coal, and a railroad having been constructed to said lease premises." The lessee covets to push development and operation of the demised premises as rapidly as the conditions of the market, railroad facilities, and labor conditions will reasonably permit. Unquote. One would think that with all of this coal land, this would be enough for Elk Horn Fuel Company to go forward with their plans of coal mining in the fields of Kentucky and West Virginia. The problem getting more land. Consolidation Coal Company had wanted to purchase all of the property of Elk Horn Fuel, Elk Horn Mining, and Mineral Fuel, but it simply couldn't. The problem was financing and how to ship the coal out of the middle of nowhere. Mr. Caulfield testified in 1953, quote, "Well, I was in Consolidation Coal Company from May 1st, 1902, until Elk Horn Fuel Company was organized in February 1913, and Consolidation had the opportunity to acquire about 200,000 acres in Kentucky. But owing to the fact that they had good many mortgages on their other holdings, there were financial reasons why they should not acquire them as additional holdings of the Consolidation Coal Company." Note, Consolidation Coal bought 100,000 acres of land in the Jenkins area of Letcher County in late 1910 and early 1911. Unquote. Senator Watson, who was also head of Consolidation Coal Company at that time, came up with an ingenious plan for creative accounting. He would consolidate the three companies into one corporation. How the Elk Horn Coal Corporation formed. 32 years after the discovery of King Coal in what is now Joe's Branch section of Jenkins, Kentucky, there would be a company to name itself after these huge seams of coal. Mr. J.F. Caulfield, Assistant Secretary of these three companies, Elk Horn Fuel Company, Elk Horn Mining Corporation, and Mineral Fuel Company, which was a wholly owned subsidiary of Elk Horn Mining. Mr. Caulfield sent telegrams to Virginia and West Virginia, inquiring if there were other companies named Elk Horn Coal Corporation. On November 16, 1915, Caulfield received his answer. There were no coal companies using that name. In fact, that day he received a telegram that stated, quote, "You may use the name Elk Horn Coal Corporation for a new corporation in West Virginia. Stuart F. Reed, Secretary of State." Unquote. On November 18, 1915, the Elk Horn Coal Corporation incorporated in the state of West Virginia, merging the three companies together. The goal was to merge these companies along with properties of other mining corporations and land-holding companies in eastern Kentucky and West Virginia. Conducting business. The now incorporated Elk Horn Coal Corporation was set to work. It brought properties from Northern Coal and Coal Company, Beaver Creek Consolidation Coal Company, Copeland Coal Company, Harold Coal Company, Otter Coal, Long Fork Coal, Kiloka Coal and Coke, and E.D. Job for a total of 185,000 acres in Kentucky. Then the company further bought another 15,000 acres in West Virginia from Rich Mountain Coal Company. Not only did Senator Watson arrange for the formation of Elk Horn Fuel Company, he was also able to receive financing for new land and was able to place all of the employees and officials from Consolidation Coal Company to work at the new company. This would take some convincing with the movers and shakers in New York to get enough clout to entice two banks to invest with this new corporation. We will get into how he did this in part 2. Now, we have to ask the question, was Consolidation Coal Company the parent company to Elk Horn Coal Company? Or was Elk Horn Coal Company an individual company of its own legal standing? This very question would cause legal chaos and lead to the formation of the Jenny Wiley Lake in Floyd County, Kentucky. In next week's video, we will get into how the formation of this new company began to draw investors with the dream to get rich quick. We at Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for watching our video series on the scandals of the Consolidation Coal Company. Don't forget to hit that like button, as the more likes we receive, the more likely YouTube is to suggest our videos to other viewers. Also, to receive notice when we upload a new video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button. Please double check that you are subscribed, as many of our viewers are finding that they are no longer subscribed to our channel. We thank you for continuing to support Kentucky Tennessee Living as we are discovering the mysteries in Appalachian history.